probably got hold to those tablets or whatever she had, allegedly, and got rid of them. They swimming with the fishes.
Wow, man. So she was about to expose all that in her book, them sleeping with men together.
She was gonna expose everything. I heard it was tell all.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Just curious, right? Did you know that Diddy and Kim had that type of relationship back then in real time?
Yeah.
Diddy found out that she was writing what was going on behind closed doors, basically alluding that that was the reason that she died.
Then there's Jaguar Wright and her, quote, conspiracy theories. Wolf states, the documentary includes a clip from a YouTube interview with Jaguar Wright, a conspiracy theorist who skeptically points out that of the 5 people who, she says, started Uptown Records, the only 2 people left are Puffy and Al B. Sure, and Al almost died.
If you are rich like that, you could, Kim had, I think a net worth of like, what, 12 million a year or something like that? Kim could have called any doctor to come over and look at her. If she was that bad, she could have called an ambulance or something like that. Everything is suspicious about her death, bruh. And I don't think an autopsy was done on her.
Gene Deal opens the conversation by questioning the mysterious circumstances surrounding Kim Porter's sudden death, citing the lack of an autopsy. He draws a stark comparison with Cassie's situation, where Diddy's manipulation had a direct link to Kim's demise. He presses the point, Kim Porter wasn't just another casualty, she was silenced to protect powerful secrets. Could Kim's death truly have been a natural one, or was it orchestrated? Was she a casualty in a much larger game of deception? This question lingers, and Deal's words cast a shadow over the entire narrative. Her story wasn't just tragic, it was too convenient.
Al being his ex-wife, he have every right, knowing about the stuff that came out about Diddy and what he was doing. You understand what he has done in the past, and people have overlooked it. By him coming out and saying that he hoped that he could get her case reopened, there was a guy called John the Paperwork Party. They would put in an open petition to get Kim's case reopened. You understand what I'm saying? So I'll be sure doing this is showing that, he still got love for Quincy's mother. He still want to find out the truth because allegedly Kim was fine the day before and the day of her death. And then now she found in the bed dead from pneumonia. That just don't sound right, bro. That don't sound right at all.
So you feel the same way about her death being suspect?
I don't think nobody in America think it's nothing suspicious about Kim's death, bro. If you are rich like that, you could, Kim had, I think a net worth of like, what, 12 million a year or something like that? Kim could have called any doctor to come over and look at her. If she was that bad, she could have called an ambulance or something like that. Everything is suspicious about her death, bruh. And I don't think an autopsy was done on her. And if it was a half-ass job.
You personally, right? What do you think happened to Kim Porter?
If I say something personal, bro, and my belief, and I put it on to the public, then I might be liable. You understand what I'm saying? I might could be liable for what I say. So I just can't say that, I don't really want to say what I really believe, brother. Because, what I really believe is that they might got into a little spat, a little fight, or something went down, and Puff did that play fighting stuff that he always do, and that pillow fighting stuff, and probably smothered her. But I wouldn't say that on the air. I wouldn't let people know that he probably smothered her to death, and because she had a bad cold or she felt some kind of way, that she died doing them having that play fight with the pillow fights and everything and smothered her. But I'm not gonna say nothing like that on the program because I don't want to get myself in trouble. As far as saying that with him and say, oh, he said this and he said that. Nah, I'm just being facetious. I'm just being sarcastic that if, in those type of realms and those type of things, because I'm never gonna say that he probably smothered her to death. I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden they rush to do the coroner come in and say, yo, she had pneumonia. She died of pneumonia, but nobody did no autopsy or nothing like that. Get out of here. Have her funeral, put her in a gold casket. It takes, 2 months to get those gold caskets? Had it within a week? Oh, you're a millionaire. I guess you can. You're a multi-millionaire. You can get it that quick. Then had somebody at the funeral home. Had a bodyguard at the funeral home watching the dead body for 24 hours up until the funeral.
Wow, I ain't know that. That's my first time hearing about that. But for the people that's not familiar with Diddy and Kim Porter relationship, can you let the people know a little bit about their relationship?
Well, Kim, Misa, Sarah Chapman, and Tanisha. Not so more Misa, but it was Tanisha, Sarah Chapman, and Kim. They were all good friends. Puff and Misa was together first, over there uptown and everything like that. I'll Be Sure was Kim's husband. Whatever happened to Kim and I'll Be Sure, Puff came in when he got that big contract, started getting the money, he started dating Kim. Tupac was dating Sarah Chapman. You know what I'm saying? Tanisha, she was with this dude that used to hang with Puff and them named Dodd and whoever else. They was all cool with each other. Puff, outside the physical abuse, treated Kim like a king's queen. She ain't have to work. She did little acting jobs, little commercials. Got everything she wanted. Lived on 70-something Park Avenue. Not Park Avenue, 70-something on the west side by Columbus Avenue. Nice apartment. Had a maid, had a babysitter. Treated her like a queen on the outside. On the inside, she was subjected to doing all the nasty, all the freaky things with other people that he wanted her to do. But I didn't see no complaints. So, that's how it was. She was very spoiled, but it came with the abuse. It came with the abuse so bad that, like I said, she had to take a corkscrew and split his wrist open that led to his drug abuse. Because when she split his wrist open, he had so much pain, I guess, in that wrist, he never got off those opiates. He never got off the drug for his wrist. You know, you got reports, you got other bodyguards that said that they saw him punch her in the eye, give her a black eye. Got other bodyguards said that he broke her nose. People gotta understand that Puff had about six bodyguards. Big Gene had him on Saturdays and Sundays, and at nighttime when, he'll get mad at some bodyguards because they ain't doing what they supposed to do or what he say he do the way like that. And I'll get a call in the middle of the night, yo, Puff them at this club, Gene. He wanna know, can you come down? Or whatever, this, that, and the third. It used to happen like that sometimes.
Gene provides context for Kim Porter's turbulent relationship with Diddy, explaining how Diddy maintained control over Kim's life in ways unseen by the public eye. Despite Kim's repeated attempts to leave, Diddy's influence was pervasive, not just emotionally but financially. She wasn't only caught in a cycle of abuse, but was also being used as a pawn in Diddy's business dealings. As Deal reveals, she was more than a partner, she was a tool for securing business deals. Could Kim have ever escaped? Was she even given the chance to lead her life freely? This wasn't just about personal relationships, it was about business manipulation at its worst.
I don't know if this book came from her estate. I don't know if somebody had the right to put this out about that. But if you see some of the excerpts in the book, you know that Kim didn't write the book. You know that they wasn't from Kim's diary. If you know Kim and you've been around Kim, it's no way that she was gonna do, and if she was doing a tell-all book, and if she was doing stuff like that, she wasn't gonna do anything that talked sexually like that when she had 2 boys and 2 girls. And she was a mother first. She wasn't gonna say the stuff that she was said about Puff in the manner that is written in that book. She wasn't gonna tell Puff secrets in that detail if she has secrets to tell about Puff, and we know she do. So I believe, because I heard certain situations in that book, even with myself, that I knew it wasn't true. How we first met, you understand? We first met, Kim was trying to cook some shrimps at a Super Bowl party at Diddy's house. So they was trying to say that Kim lived and Puff, they had a house together. They never had a house together. Kim lived in her apartment, Puff lived in his apartment. It's always been like that, since the time I've known them. So it was a lot of stuff in the book that I know Kim didn't write and Kim didn't say. Even with the part with Quincy Jones' daughter, when they said that she was about to drink a cup of pee at one of the awards show, which is true. During the awards show, they was about to put producers of the year. Puff could not wait. He had to use the bathroom. He took the pitcher off one of the things, poured the water out, went up under the table and pissed in the pitcher. When he pissed in the pitcher, he put it on the table. He put it back on the table. He should have left the shit on the floor or something, but he put it back on the table. Khadijah, one of Quincy Jones' daughter, came over to the table, and they were just laughing and talking and everything like that, and nobody was really paying attention to the whole shit. You understand what I'm saying? So then Khadijah grabbed a glass.
Kadada?
Yeah,
Kadada.
Okay, bro, listen, don't kill me. Don't kill the messenger. I know Kadada, Khadijah, whatever, I'm sorry, man. But Kadada came over to the table, she sat down, she was talking to her and Puff, and I have the picture on that table. I have the picture. I might send it to you so you could post it or whatever. So now, people not paying attention and everything like that. So when she sat down, she was talking to Puff and everything like that. And then all of a sudden she grabbed the glass and grabbed the pitcher and started pouring the piss in the glass.
Deal describes a critical moment in Kim Porter's life when she reached her breaking point, tired, both physically and spiritually. The abuse she suffered wasn't just emotional, it was physical and relentless. Gene brings to light the emotional and psychological toll on Kim, revealing that her will to resist was systematically broken by years of brutality. The repeated pattern of leaving and being pulled back, only to face more violence, paints a disturbing picture of Diddy's control. How long could someone endure this cycle before it destroyed them completely? Kim wasn't just a victim of abuse, she was trapped in a calculated web of control and degradation.
It didn't dawn on me that was the glass, that was the picture with the P in it. And then Anthony Wolf Jones, it wasn't me. And in the book, it said it was Jean stopped her. I did not stop her. Anthony Wolf Jones stopped her from drinking it. So it's a lot of inconsistency with that book and what they saying. Now, I hear it's a good book. It's good for entertainment. If that's what you into, I feel you. And I'm not hating on it. Not at all. It's still making My World of Bodyguard and a Hip Hop Star and Life After Death when Bodyguard and Hip Hop Star. I'm still selling 200-300 books a month on Amazon. Make sure you purchase it.
Yeah, I haven't read the book, but what I'm seeing on social media is crazy, man. They saying that Kim Porter, she was sleeping with Justin Bieber. Diddy, he was sleeping with Abby Shore. I don't know, man. It's crazy, yo.
Yeah, man. And you heard Al came out and said that was a bunch of BS. Nah, You know, they didn't even like each other. They hated each other, bro. Al was still married to Kim. They had, in the book, I think, Puff and Kim being married. How Kim gonna make that mistake?
Yeah, the guy that wrote the book, he claiming that one of Kim Porter's friends gave him a flash drive with her diary on there. So, I don't know.
If anyone, a friend, or anybody had something that was Kim Porter's, it would have been Kimora. And I don't believe Kimora would have gave him that without going through it and looking at it herself.
When I heard that the book had Diddy having sex with Albie Shore, that's when I knew the book was bullshit.
Yeah, he was just, they was doing too much. It seemed like they was trying to, it seemed like whoever wrote the book was really out to get Diddy and didn't care about the means of getting him. They're painting him the monster that he may be. But to disrespect Kim and what she did as a mother and who she was as a mother, I don't think that was right. I think she deserved better.
But they can sue the guy that put the book out, right?
Well, it has to be her estate. Whoever over her estate, they got to find out who's the ghostwriter of that book. You know what I'm saying? Who put it out? And then they need to put in some suits.
Which, didn't know you could do that. Need to find out what attorney he had, because there's a lot of saltines that wrote stuff about me that I should be going after. A lot, putting shit in their books. Now, where they at? Where is that motherfucker from the Rolling Stones at? What was his name, John?
Nick Bloomfield.
No, he ain't but him too. That's a documentary. I'm talking about Randall Sullivan. All of those people. Randall and Michael Carlin and all of them. The ones that wrote stuff in books. But Nick, I like Nick. Nick came back and said, I got it wrong. He the only one that had enough balls to say, I got it wrong. All that stuff I put out was inaccurate. I apologize. But now you got motherfuckers trying to double down because they want to just muddy up the investigation and act like they love Tupac so much. Y'all don't care about Tupac, because if y'all did, y'all sit back and wait till the truth. I'm trying to get the defense attorney. Yeah, the defense attorney seen this and he's glad to hear about this, and the family, KPD family, his son reached out to me because he saw this and he, like, this is very interesting. All right. Well, they better investigate you and find out how much of a crackpot you are before they put any crumbs into you. Peace.
The conversation takes a chilling turn as Deal discusses the mysterious disappearance of Kim's personal belongings after her death. No phone, no laptop, nothing that could potentially reveal the truth. How could a body be declared dead and removed before the authorities even had a chance to investigate? This wasn't an oversight, it was a cover-up. Deal's statement is clear. Kim's death wasn't just untimely, it was suspicious, and the evidence to expose the truth was purposefully destroyed. Why wasn't an investigation pursued with the urgency it deserved? What were they trying to hide? This is not negligence, it's calculated sabotage.
Pierce.
Listen, like I said, Jay-Z and Beyonce are not here, unfortunately, to respond to that.
I know. I'm just being honest with you.
You're perfectly entitled to your views, obviously. Kim Porter,
Yes.
a new book claims that Diddy may have been involved in her early death. What do you think of that?
I think people should really look into that more. I am friends with Albie Shore. I love him. I love his children. I knew Kim. We used to all hang out together at the Kit Kat Club back in the mid-90s when Diddy was first starting his reign.
Everyone needs to know Kim Porter's actual story. Getting the book out so people can hear from Kim in her own words. Everything she was tricked into doing, everything she was forced into doing, everything she had to hide that was happening around her, and the moment when she decided, I'm gonna do something about it. I'm gonna stop this freak, and I'm not gonna let him hurt another woman. The reopening of her cause of death and that autopsy would be like one of the greatest testimonies for any of the Diddy victims. There are so many Diddy victims, and they don't know, but they need to know. They need to read that book. She is pulling the scales of justice in the right direction. She sacrificed a lot for us all us women, and especially the Diddy victims.
Jaguar Wright steps forward with her own startling claims about Kim's death. She shares that Kim had valuable evidence that could have toppled Diddy's empire. Kim was preparing to expose the truth, and that's when everything changed. Diddy's world wasn't just built on music, it was built on a web of manipulation and deceit. Wright's claim that Diddy went to extreme lengths to protect his empire by eliminating Kim gives a disturbing context to the tragedy. Was her death merely collateral damage in the battle to maintain power and secrecy? The deeper one digs, the darker it becomes.
If I were their attorney, I'd say, lay low, don't reach out, let them come to you. But if there is strong evidence, I would call the prosecutors, because it's going to come that they will be added at least as an unindicted conspirator.
And you mentioned your prediction about no defendants being added to this, only P. Diddy, because that makes sense. The feds want to go after him. He's the kingpin in all of this. So potentially not another defendant in these celebrity names that we do not yet know. But do you think it's possible that down the line, this Diddy case is completely over, a verdict has been ruled, all of that then the feds could go back again to these people who weren't initially charged and then pursue legal action then?
I do, but I think the more practical thing is they're going to build their case and focus on Diddy. But at the same time, if they have people that should be charged, they're not going to add them as a defendant in this Diddy case, but they may work out charges in a parallel project to get them to cooperate and to be witnesses. And if they testified at the Diddy trial, they would be offered as an unindicted conspirator of Diddy. That may be the way to do it. Going after them after Diddy is concluded, there's less incentive, and here's why. The prosecutors have their trophy, they have Diddy, they can put it on the wall, end it. Close it down and just move on to another case.
Now, we don't know the specifics yet. I know we're all dying to hear the names and how these people were involved and to what degree. But just a basic question about all of this. If they were there, they witnessed a crime, they can see that something is going wrong, a person's being drugged, or there's a minor, there's a rape, whatever it is. Are these people compelled to report that?
No. There's a concept called misprision of felony. And if I witness you, Sierra, robbing a bank, and I'm across the street and I saw you come out of the bank with a gun and the money, I don't have a duty to report that to police. However, if I attempt to conceal what I just observed, that could be considered misprision of felony. But if they just observed a crime and did nothing else, there's no duty for them to report other than their conscience and their moral compass.
And again, we're not sure exactly to what extent these people were involved. It does seem like it was more than just witnessing it, but that remains to be seen. We'll circle back to that when we know more. As far as the allegations against Diddy, though, there are these new civil suits. There were 7 filed this week alone. There's more than 100 that are expected to be filed over the next couple of weeks. And some reports say that thousands.
The conversation shifts toward Diddy's alleged HIV status, with Wright making a staggering revelation about the mogul's past. The narrative that Diddy has been hiding his HIV status for years, while continuing to engage in risky behavior, adds a layer of biological warfare to the entire story. Diddy's actions weren't just reckless, they were calculated, deliberately passing on his condition while maintaining a facade of success and health. How many others in the industry have unknowingly been affected by Diddy's actions? The implications of this revelation are not just personal, they are global.
I mean, bloody hell. I can't watch that video. I've seen it once or twice and then that was it. I was like, nah, I'm done. Like, end of, game over. Like, it is proper triggering. And the way that he comes out and chases after her and just rags her like a doll all over the place. It's just terrifying.
And yeah, the way he treats her when she's already on the ground, you know, kicking her while she's on the ground, that's very low for a human to do.
Very, very low. And you got to think, you know, as far as I'm concerned, if they can do it once, they can do it again.
Mm-hmm.
How many other times did he did this to Cassie? And topically, what did he do to Kim?
And how many times did he say, "I'm in a dark place"? You can't get away with that. That's an excuse.
No.
I mean,
I'm in a dark place. Like, oh, bug off. No, you're not in a dark place. You're just an evil mofo. A nasty evil mofo monster. It's as simple as that. Bloody, I'm in a dark place. It's as stupid as someone turning around and saying, yeah, I need therapy and it'll all go away. No, you're still a piece of shiz.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? For some people anyway, for some. But then he turns around and he says, I didn't know he could stoop that low. I imagined it surprised a lot of people. I wouldn't even do a dog like that. My heart goes out to Cassie. And this is the thing, right? You know, monsters are very, very good at hiding themselves. You don't know they're a monster until it's too late. Some hide in plain sight. But still, you don't know that they're a monster until it's too late. So, yeah, do you think it's realistic that Kim's father didn't know that he could, quote, stoop that low?
As Wright and Deal both discuss the sinister implications of Diddy's control, they reveal that Kim wasn't alone in her suffering. The entertainment world was filled with victims, all manipulated and coerced into silence. Diddy's network wasn't just about music, it was about controlling people's lives, their health, and their future. With the power he commanded, who could stand against him? The industry was his empire, and anyone who threatened that empire was disposable. Kim Porter's death is not just an isolated incident, it's part of a much larger, more systematic problem that needs to be exposed. How many others have been sacrificed in the name of power?
Kim Porter, did he murder her? Well, this is the thing. We've got this, Donald Trump Jr. Of all freaking people, right? Donald Trump Jr. Saying that his ex-wife Vanessa was actually afraid of Diddy and doesn't believe that his long-term girlfriend Kim Porter actually died of pneumonia. Now, the official cause of death for Kim Porter is pneumonia, but all these years there have been rumours that that's not the case, right? That Diddy apparently allegedly had something to do with it. And so, yeah, he shared these unproven, of course, allegations in an appearance on the Academist podcast. Claiming that his ex-wife Vanessa was actually good friends with Kim Porter. Now, she passed away in 2018 to pneumonia. It is contested that. Now, he recalled growing up in New York City, running into celebrities often before politics, and he said when he used to get invited to the cool people parties. He then added, My ex-wife was really good friends with Kim Porter, and when she passed away, Vanessa called me and said something is up with that. So Vanessa's friend is like, no. There is something totally happening, going on with Kim Porter. As far as Vanessa's concerned, she did not pass away from pneumonia. She then said Kim Porter was really afraid of Diddy. This goes back years, and she was having these conversations with my ex. She was always always in fear of something happening. And I was like, not a lot of people die at 47 of pneumonia. And I'm not trying to fuel any kind of rumour, but that's a conversation I had with someone who knew her well. And so this is a thing, right? Yeah, young people, generally speaking, do not die from pneumonia. Reason being is because you're young, so your immune system is much more stronger to be able to battle the effects of pneumonia, right?
And she looked like she took care of herself at 47, and she's young. So 47 is young from that. Usually it's like infants or elderly, not 47. And if I'm not mistaken, pneumonia can be like chemically or medically induced sometimes because fluid in the lungs. So that could be another conspiracy with my tinfoil hat on. You don't know.
You don't know at all. But guys, for those that are watching in the chat right now, and for those that are watching on the replay, please use the like button as your voting tool. It's just the quickest and easiest way for us to gauge you guys' opinion, to see if you agree with this statement or not, which is, do you think Diddy actually unalived his ex Kim Porter? Do you not believe in the official cause of death, which is pneumonia? Or do you think that Diddy actually unalived her instead? If you believe that opinion...
The final interview brings us back to the core question. Why hasn't Kim's death been investigated properly? The answers lie in a powerful network willing to go to extreme lengths to cover up the truth. The attempts to silence those who speak out, including the unexplained circumstances surrounding Kim's body and the missing evidence, point to a much darker reality. Diddy's actions weren't just a series of isolated incidents. They were part of a well-organized operation designed to protect his empire. But with each new revelation, the walls of silence are slowly starting to crumble. Will the truth about Kim Porter's death ever be fully uncovered? And who else will come forward to break the silence?